Okay. So can you able to see the screen? Can you able to see the screen? Okay, good then. Good to know. So today, I told we are going to start discussion with continuation of the function interfaces from last session, right? So we are going to look at into that. We are going to look into that. What is the name that I've used in the last? Just a minute. Okay, folks, we'll see. Yesterday, I've just created some small workspace for you. I'm just checking for that. Okay, I'll start. I'll start. Don't worry. So today, okay, today,
WS Lambda, sir.
that is what I'm also searching for. Just a minute. Maybe by mistake, maybe I've deleted it. Okay, no issues now. We have not written any big code in that, but at least just to open the same thing. Okay, right. Today I'll start. Okay, no issues. See. Okay, good. Good to go. Good to go. Here is there. Documents, WS1. Yeah, it is there. See here. So we in the last session, as we started this workshop on lambdas and streams only, right? So related to these lambdas and streams, I told in the previous session all these things. Today I will share. I think you got a link in the chart. You guys can click the link and join to that, so that today I'm going to share once these lambdas are finished. So I'll share these notes to your through Google Classroom, and you guys can able to you guys can able to access these notes. Okay, I'll share it immediately after the class today. So yesterday just only we did only small changes, only some points I've written. That's why I haven't shared it. Today, after adding multiple statements, we are going to do that. So see here. Uh, I told in the last session, right, why lambda expressions are given. Remember, every lambda expression starts with parameters, then arrow token, then body. Lambda expression starts with, okay, lambda expression starts with parameters, arrow token, and body. Okay, right. So look at the some of the important functional interfaces. Okay, cool. Everybody, what to understand here is that just yeah, yes, guys. So what actually I'm trying to tell you now, how you guys can able to understand here it is that uh, you know these each of these function interfaces are going to contain a single abstract method, consumer, predicate, function, supplier. All these functional interfaces are provided in a package called java.util. Okay, java.util.function. Okay, I'm just writing like a note. Refer, refer java.util.function package for functional interfaces. Okay, for functional interfaces provided in Java 8. Okay, there is a package available called java.util.function. Open this package and you can see there are many functional interfaces are provided in Java 8. I have written the four important ones: consumer, predicate, function, and supplier. Okay, good. Okay, recording you will get through that Google Classroom link only, I think so. Otherwise, connect with our admin. Otherwise, you can also get through YouTube, right? Next one is Classroom link. You click on the link and then you will get the notes through Classroom link. Okay, everybody do that. Now, okay, if at all you want to know about more functional interfaces which are provided by Java 8, you guys need to refer to this package called java.util.function package. Okay, right. So let us understand how to write the Lambda expression. See, for example, there is a function interface. What is the function interface? Okay. For example, there is a function interface called comparator, because comparator is a function interface which contains a single abstract method called compare, right? Cool. So understand point here. Understand point here. What I'm trying to say, there is comparator. Look at this. There is comparator. Okay. Comparator is it's a function interface. Okay. It's a function interface. Now question comes in. How many abstract methods is comparator has? Only one abstract method, right? And who is that one abstract method? That is called compare. Comparator is a function interface. And what is the abstract method? Return type is int. Method name is compare with two parameters, to1, to2. This is abstract method. Single abstract method. Okay. This is function interface. This is a single abstract method. Remember this. If you want to write any Lambda expression, I told in the previous, we use Lambda expressions to provide the implementation for the function interface without creating a class. You no need of creating class. What you can do, you can provide an implementation for a functional interface without creating a class, and for that we can use Lambda expression. Now coming to the point, how can I write the Lambda expression? I should start the Lambda expression with the parameters. Okay, let's see. Creating an implementation for the comparator without using Lambda expression. Next, implementing the same comparator by using Lambda expression, so that you can identify how Lambda expressions can simplify the programming code, how it makes more readable by avoiding the classes. Means we no need of defining separate class to implement the function interface. We can just use a Lambda expression. So today we are going to understand how we can able to do that. That's what the today's point. Okay, let's start working on this. Today we are working on this. Look at this. Okay. See here. I want to implement this function interface comparator by creating a class. So how can I do that? I can able to do like this. Create a class. Let's say public class. Okay. Let's say you can use any class name. Let's say, for example, I'm writing, EMP sal comparator, which implements comparator. Create a class, implement comparator of employee. So this is class, right? This is class EMP sal comparator, which implements comparator of employee. I told this is a type parameter. Now, which method I should override here? Compare method. So if you want, you can use annotation called at override, public int compare. And what is the type parameter? Is employee. Let's say O1, employee O2. And here you can define the logic. Like if the first parameter, this is a method with the two input arguments. If the first argument's salary, means first employee's salary, is less than second employee's salary, return negative integer. Because you guys know about how to implement a comparator. So logic is what you can write like this. What if O1 dot get salary less than O2 dot get salary? Then you can say return -1. Next, else if. Of course, if you don't want two separate lines of code, you can just make it in a one line, no props. I have only one statement, right? Return -1. Next, else if O1 dot get salary greater than O2 dot get salary, then return 1. Else return 0. Okay. Here, comparator, it is what? It is an functional interface. But to implement that interface, what are you creating? You are creating a class. And you are overriding the abstract method, which is a compare method. But now, the same thing we can also achieve it with Lambda expression. So how can we write the Lambda expression? I told first you should start with parameters. The question comes in. How can I know that how many parameters are required to my Lambda expression? Because every Lambda expression should start with parameters. Okay, what is the syntax of Lambda expression? Start with parameters, then arrow token, then body. So this arrow token becomes separator between parameters and body. So how can I know that how many parameters are required to this Lambda expression? It all depends on the number of input arguments of the input arguments to the abstract method. Number of input arguments to the abstract method. Tell me, who is abstract method of comparator? Compare. It has how many parameters? 2. Means my Lambda expression also should start with 2 parameters. Now you should write 2 parameters to the Lambda expression. Okay. Next, while writing parameters, remember, see, everybody understand. Providing the type of the argument is optional. Okay. Type of the argument is not required. Okay. Input arguments are required. Parameters are required, but types are optional. Parameters are required, but types are optional. So what can I write here? O1, comma O2, arrow token. Okay, types are not required. Parameters, just two parameters required. Parameters names can be same names like O1, O2, or could be E1, E2. The names of the parameters you can change. You can use any name for the parameter, but the number of parameters must match. The parameters of the lambda expression should be the input arguments to the abstract method. If the abstract method has two input arguments, then the expression lambda expression should start with two parameters, then arrow token, then body. Okay. And if the body has a single statement, then curly braces are optional. If body has multiple statements, then you must enclose them within curly braces. So I have multiple statements now. Start the curly brace. O1, if O1 dot get salary, if O1 dot get salary less than O2 dot get salary, then what should I say? Return -1. If else if O1 dot get salary greater than O2 dot get salary, then return 1. Else return 0. Then close the body, semicolon. Guys, this entire class definition and this lambda expression both are one and same. So you no need of defining a separate class like this. Instead of that, you can directly create a lambda expression, and this expression you can use wherever it is required. Okay. Suppose you want to sort the list of employees. You want to call sort method, but sort method parameter is comparator. You can pass this lambda expression. If any method accepts parameter of type functional interface, we can provide a lambda expression as an argument. Okay. So if you define a lambda expression like this now, then where can you store this? If you want to store and reuse it, then you can store it in interface reference variable. So which means I am going to write like this. Do you know what I'm going to write? I can able to write like this. What I can write? Comparator of employee. Okay, I can move it, no problem. Comparator of employee. Okay, comparator of employee. Let's say comparator of employee. Comparator equals to. You guys can see this. I can it like this now. I can store, no problem. You got it now? I can store this entire lambda expression in a variable. Okay, in a variable, and you can use this variable wherever it is required. So there is no need of creating any class to implement the function interface. You can able to implement that function interface by using what? By creating a lambda expression. So lambda expression purpose is what? Lambda expression could be used for providing the implementation for a functional interface by without creating a class, a separate class explicitly. That's what advantage of lambda expression. Okay. Now, Look at this. Let us consider, okay, let us consider I have a list of employees. Assume that every employee is containing employee number, name, and salary. See, guys, assume that, okay, assumption. See, for an example, I have a list of employees. Look at this list of employee. Let's say employees equals to, I can use arrays.as list. And let's say I'm not writing multiple, but I'm just writing like this. New employee, new means creating an object of employee class. Assume that employee is a class with employee number, name, and salary attributes. Okay. Let's say employee number 7878. Employee name is Smith. And Smith has a salary of 7,000. Okay. Like this, there are different multiple employees are there. I mean, I'm not writing all the employees, but there are different employees are there like this. Another employee is there. Another employee is there. Another employee is there. Many employees are there. I have a list of employees simply, right? I have a list of employees now. Okay, I have a list of employees. Okay. Now tell me, how can I able to sort the list of employees now? How can I able to sort the list of employees based on their salaries? I can able to call sort method. I repeat, I can able to call which method? Sort. Employees dot sort. Okay, right, good. To the sort method, I should pass one parameter, which is comparator. So do I need to create a separate class to implement this comparator? Not required. What can you do now? You can define a Lambda expression to implement that comparator, and you can pass that comparator reference as parameter. See, I am passing comparator. From where I am getting this comparator? Okay, you will get a doubt. That's why I want to copy from here. I want to copy from here. I'll copy from here. Okay, right? So where I'm storing this, I'm storing in a reference variable of what type? Comparator. Comparator of employee. Okay, comparator of employee. Comparator equals to, this is what I'm writing. Okay, I just want to make the code understandable to you, right?
Sir, just one query. Sir, can we do it without using the sort method also? Is it possible?
Sorry.
Sir, can we sort these employees without using the sort method?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Without using sort method, we cannot sort the employees. I mean, another way is collections dot sort method. Otherwise, employees dot sort. I mean, sort method is available in list. Sort method is available in stream. Sort method is available in collections class. Any one of the three that you need to use.
Sir, I have one question. So, what values will be present in the comparator object?
Sorry.
What values will be present in the comparator object?
It is an object now. Object contains what
Oh,
object means reference variable. What reference variable contains only the memory address.
no, no. So now we are checking the condition, right? Whether if here we are returning 1, -1, and 0,
No, no,
right?
that is used by sort method. We are passing comparator object as parameter to the sort method. For in Java, we can pass object to the method, and also we can return the object from the method, right? So we are passing the comparator object as a parameter so that the sort method will use comparator. It will internally call that compare method, and it is going to first take two employee objects from this list. It will take two employees from this list. Then it will pass the two parameters, and based on the return value, the sort method will arrange them either first one after second one or second one after first one. Like that, internally it is going to compare first employee with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, second employee with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that. That sort method has that logic of comparing. Okay. Now, next. So, the thing is, what to understand here, the thing is, okay, the point that we actually want to know is how can we able to write the lambda expression? How can we able to write the lambda expression? Otherwise, I'll try to increase this. Okay. Our interest is to know about how to write a lambda expression. This is how you guys can able to write lambda expression. Okay. No need of creating a separate class now. Now, suppose if you don't want to reuse this expression within your code, then you no need to store it in a reference variable also. Directly you can pass this as a parameter here. You can directly pass this entire lambda expression as a parameter to the sort method. Suppose if you want to reuse this expression multiple times, then you can store it in a variable so that you can pass that variable wherever it is required. If you store in a variable, you can reuse the value, right? The same concept. The same concept. Okay. Right. Good to know. Next.
Sir, I have a question here. So by using method calling also we can use, right, sir? Then what is the difference between this variable using and method call? Bit confusion on this.
By using, I didn't get you, by using method calling.
Yeah. As a method call also we can use. Okay. This is a lambda expression, so this can be used as a variable, you mean, right? Okay, sir. Okay. This is not
Right.
a normal method, right?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Good. So, okay, done. So now, yeah. So our interest is what is the purpose of this workshop is just to know a clarity on how we can able to write the lambda expressions as much as we can. And second thing is how we can able to work with the stream operations, because in stream operations also we are going to pass lambda expressions. Okay, right. So basically, suppose assume that. Okay, assume that I have created, it's my own function interface. It is a user-defined functional interface.
Sir,
So
one
I'm creating
question.
like this. I'm creating @function interface. It's a custom user-defined. I mean custom. Let's say, for example, public interface. Okay, could be something performer. Okay, performer is just one interface I'm creating. Okay, performer, just it is not a generic interface. I'm just using like a normal interface. I mean, without any generic types. Interface without generic type. If you want me to write with generic type, I can use T. T represents type. Okay, right. Let's say, for example, I'm writing. For example, return type is string. Okay, for example, and method is, let's say, find. Parameters are T01, comma T02, semicolon. So this is one user-defined function interface. This interface actually used to find the whether first employee performance is greater than second employee performance, or who is a better performer, either first employee or the second employee. That's what we want to know. Okay, right? The two parameters are available. Return type is a string. So if the first employee's performance is greater than, better than second employee's performance, greater than second employee's performance, then I want to return a string called first employee is a good employee. Otherwise, second employee is a good employee, for example. So that's a type of implementation I want. This is my function interface. Now, could you guys tell me how to write the Lambda expression to implement this? First of all, you try.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. One question.
Sure.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Can we write Lambda expressions outside a method?
Outside a method means?
Like within
You
a
want
class
to write
body?
directly inside the class? That's what you want to, you want me to ask?
That's my question.
Yeah, good. So if you want to write in executable code in a class, basic things that we need to understand. What in a class we can able to write variables and methods, right? That is a basic definition of a class. In a class, we can create variables and we can create methods. But directly in a class, we cannot define the logics. If you want to define any logic should be inside a method.
Okay.
Right? So Lambda expressions we can define only inside method. Okay, so I'm
one more
clear.
question. Is the same reference variable can be accessed from another class?
If you want to make it as accessible, if I'm creating inside the method, it is going to become like a local reference variable, local variable.
Correct.
So what can I do? I can also assign this local reference variable to a public instance variable.
Okay.
Then I can use that public instance variable from anywhere.
Okay. So that's where the method reference comes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good. So my question is, I want some implementation for this function interfaces. If the first employee performance is, let's say there is a method called get performance or get rating, anything. Okay, for example, first employee has a rating, second employee has a rating. If employee one's get rating is greater than employee two's get rating, employee one is a good performer. Else employee two is a good performer. Just I want it in a string like that. Then tell me, how do we write a Lambda expression to provide an implementation to this? To define implementation for this function interface. So first you can try. Then let's see how to write. I will explain. Yes, guys. Okay. You have tried, right? So I just want to see. See, first of all, whenever you want to write any Lambda expression, that's what this session is all about. Okay. So whenever you want to write any Lambda expression, the first thing is we should start with parameters. But the question is, how do I know how many parameters I should use to start my Lambda expression? First, you should see how many input arguments are there in abstract method, or how many input arguments that abstract method has. So here my abstract method name is find. So name of the method is not in, name of the method doesn't play any role when you are writing the Lambda expression. I mean, when you're defining any Lambda expression, right? While defining Lambda expression, name of the method doesn't play any role. Name of the method doesn't play any role. Okay. So what will play the role? Parameters. So there are two parameters. So I can start my Lambda expression with the two parameters. What could be the names of the parameters? I no need to use exactly O1 and O2. I can use E1 comma E2. Arrow. Okay, right. What about the type of the parameters? That is also optional. You no need of writing the types. Types are optional, but do remember this point. You should not write type for one parameter, and you should not avoid the type for the other parameter. That will give you compile time error. Either you specify the type for both the parameters, otherwise simply avoid specifying the type parameter for all the parameters. So, but if you write any Lambda expression in this way, employee space E1 comma E2, this will be a compile time error, because you are only specifying the type for one parameter and not for the other. So either you should specify for each parameter, or you should not specify to any parameter. Then arrow token. Then body. Okay. I can start curly brace because I will write multiple statements, right? Multiple statements. What's my multiple statements? I can start writing like this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I can write simply if condition, just only sample we are writing now. If E1 dot get rating is greater than E2 dot get rating. Let's say that there is a rating also for the employee. Then I want to say return. I have a single statement. I can direct it in the same line, return. Okay. First employee has good performance. Else return. Okay. Second employee has good performance. But that is not a correct way. What if both are having the equal rating? That's why whenever we rate this type of conditions, you should not simply say else second employee has good performance. Suppose if I ask a simple question called find the biggest of two numbers A and B, that everybody writes what? If A greater than B, A is biggest, otherwise else B is biggest. How can you say like that? What if A and B are equal? Then how can you say B is biggest? Right? So we should not write conditions like that. Else if. E1 dot get rating less than E2's get rating. Return second EMP has good performance. Okay, something I'm not writing completely, good performance. Else return both have equal performance, or both are equal performance. Both are equal performance. Hope you guys can see how we can able to write the Lambda expressions. So if you want to reuse it at multiple places, the same Lambda expression, then you can store it in a reference variable and you can use that variable. If you want to use it for just one time, then no need to store it in a variable. You can directly pass this as a parameter wherever it is required. That's how you need to understand whether to store or whether not to store. Okay, next. Okay, good. Now, let's talk about the other example of understand. These are all different examples I'm trying to tell you. Okay, right. Here, for example, I'm not going to, I just want to use it across at multiple places. Okay, right. Then I can go with storing in a reference variable and I can use it. So this all expression, where are you going to write? Inside a method you are writing. Okay, inside a method you are going to write. I mean, don't get any confusion on that. See, for example, this entire code I'm writing inside a method. Let's say, for example, I have a method like this. What's a method? Could be something like, okay, could be something like public list of employee. Okay, list of employee. Let's say, could be something called sort by salary. This is one of the method in my class. I have a method called sort by salary. It is a method which returns a list. Now I am creating a list object. Then I am using Lambda expression to implement the comparator. Then I am sorting the list with comparator. Then I want to return this list. Okay, I'm writing return employees. Then close the method. Okay, now you can see this is the code. I have written just for explanation 1, 2, 3 lines. But where are you going to write these expressions, Lambda expressions? You are going to define inside a method. Okay, inside the method. See, this is a method. Sort by salary is a method. Let's say this is a method available in a class called, let's say I want to create a class called public class employee service. Now you can see this. What is there here? What is there here? There is a class called employee service. There is a method called sort by salary. And here I have a list created. And with the help of comparator, I am trying to sort by implementing the comparator through Lambda expression. I would like to implement comparator with Lambda expression. Then I want to sort it by passing the comparator. Then I want to return the employees. Am I clear with that? Okay, this is how. Means where do you write the Lambda expression? Inside the methods. It could be the main method. It could be any other method of any class. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's go ahead.
Kajuguda.
Okay, so let's go ahead, guys. Let's see. Excellent. These are all the things that you guys need to know. Cool. Now listen to me. Okay, guys. Listen to me. I'll tell you the requirement. Requirement is I have a list of employees. What is there with me? I have a list of employees. Just I would like to display them. This is my requirement. I have a list of employees. I would like to display them. Could you guys tell me how can I do that? How you have a list of employees, but you want to display the list of employees. Could you tell me how can you do that? Anybody can type, or do you know how can you display the list? You have a list of elements and you want to display. How can you display?
Using loops.
Good. Other way?
Using iterator.
Very good.
For each method we can use.
Very
For
good.
each method and iterator, you can use to display the elements.
Yes. So when you want to display the elements, you have the options, right? You have the options. But the option you can go for iterator. You can go for iterator, right? Iterator you can use. Second option that is available to use what? You can also use for each loop. Otherwise, you can use for each method. Okay, look at this. Let's first start with the for each loop. Using for each loop. For employee, let's say EMP colon employees. Let's say employees is a list. Employees is a list. Assume that employees is a list, right? Assume that employees is a list. Okay. Display it. Sys out of EMP. Okay. We are not doing complete code, right? Sys out of EMP. Now tell me, this is using for each loop. You can use iterator, right? That is also available. I can tell, note. You can also use iterator object. Okay, what is the other option? What is the other option that we have with us?
For loop.
For each method.
Okay, I don't want to use normal for loop, for each loop. Okay, that's gone. Next, iterator object is also gone. Next, the last option. I can call for each method.
For each method.
Good to know. So I can able to call for each method. I can able to know for each method. So, but for each method accepts consumer object. For each method accepts consumer object. As a parameter. This is the syntax of for each method. It accepts a consumer. But we know consumer is a functional interface. So if there is a method which has any functional interface as parameter, then we can provide a Lambda expression as parameter. We can send a Lambda expression as parameter. Correct? Now. So how can I know that how many parameters I should start for the Lambda expression and whether the body of the Lambda expression should return value or should not return the value? How can I come to know all these things?
With the help of consumer interface abstract method.
Yes. So you have to see the abstract method in the interface. Always you will come to know how many parameters required, whether the body of the Lambda should return any value or should not return any value. That all depends on the abstract method in the functional interface. If the interface name is consumer, you should know what is the abstract method in consumer. Okay. Let us open java.util.function. This is the package I told you. You go through this package. There are these are all functional interfaces which are provided in Java 8, newly provided in Java 8. Comparator, comparable, runnable, these are there before Java 8 as well. But in Java 8, these are the new interfaces. These are all function interfaces only. Okay. Suppose you take consumer, it has by consumer, it has a double consumer, it has a long consumer, it has int consumer, long consumer. Okay, different types of consumers. Got it? Good. But you no need of knowing about each and every one of these interfaces, but you should know some of the interfaces, right? I want to go ahead with what consumer. I want to go ahead with the consumer. Let's open the consumer first. Now in consumer, you can see the abstract method. The only abstract method is accept, and it is going to perform the operation on the given input argument, and its return type is void. Correct? Which means I should start my Lambda expression with one parameter, and when I am defining the body in the body of the Lambda expression, it should not return any value because return type is void. Right? Now, can you guys guess how to call that for each method of list object to display the each employee of the list? How can I do that?
forEach.
Okay.
With some object reference inside the parentheses of the forEach.
Let's say, for example, I have my list is employees, right? So I can write what employees. That's my list. Assume that for each.
Dot forEach.
What should I pass as parameter? Actually, for each method accepts consumer object. So I can provide a Lambda expression while calling. I can send a parameter as a Lambda. I can send Lambda as a parameter. Right? So I can pass E arrow token. There is a single parameter in accept method. How do I know that I should write only one parameter while writing my Lambda expression? Because in consumer abstract method, there is only one parameter. Next. If I write system.out.println, it does not return any value. It doesn't return any value, right? System.out.println doesn't. Println method return type is void. So this method does not return any value because its return type is void. So this is the Lambda expression I have constructed for implementing consumer. Okay. So how do I know that there is one parameter required? And how do I know that return type is void? So I should not return any value from the body of the Lambda. So it all depends on the syntax of the abstract method in the consumer interface. Based on that, we should construct the Lambda expression. Okay. Now we can write for each loop. We can use iterator, or we can also call for each method. Right? Now, hope you guys got what I am trying to provide you, what I'm trying to explain you. Okay, good. Now,
sir,
now.
one doubt I have.
Yeah,
So
you can.
now E object has list of employees or just a employee object?
One employee. For each
One
employee, this is right. This is list. I have selected here. You can see this is a list of employees. It has 10 or 20 or 30 employees.
Okay.
And this is
From
the
that
task.
it is taking
This is the
each.
action. See, this is the action. This is the action performed on every employee of this list.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Good. Yeah. So I think I'm clear. I think I'm clear for you. I think I'm clear for you. Now I can go ahead to explain more things. Now, the same statement, the above statement, I mean, whatever the statement I have with me, I can even make it as more shortcut. So, there is one operator which is given that is called method reference operator in Java 8 only. there is an operator called method reference operator. And that is
Yes,
to
double
make,
colon.
yeah, yes. The symbol is double colon. And this is a shorthand for Lambda expression. Okay, I'll tell you. We can make Lambda expression, and remember, this method reference operator could be used only in Lambda expressions. We cannot use it outside. Double colon. And you know, if you want to call any method in Lambda expression, you can do one thing. You can use this method reference operator if you want to call that method directly, just to make the code more readable and more shorthand for the Lambda. I mean, actually Lambda expression itself is short, but again, to make Lambda expression more shorter, and also we can improve this code readability by using this method reference operator. Okay, so see, when to use this method reference operator, I could use method reference operator only in Lambda expression. I can't use it outside. And when to use Lambda expression, suppose when you want to call any static method in the Lambda expression, or if you want to call any instance method of a particular object, like here, println is an instance method of print stream object, because the meaning of system.out.println. Do you guys know about what's the meaning of system.out.println? What is system? What is out? What is println?
The system is a predefined class. So out is the static variable that belongs to the system. And then system.out combinedly calls the println
I mean,
method.
static variable belongs to system class or any other class?
System
Out.
class. And its return type is print stream type. The return type is a print stream, and println method
Means it is not a system class variable, nah? It is a print stream type variable.
Yes, sorry, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. It's a-
System is a class. Inside system, out is a static variable of type print stream, and
return type
println is a method in print stream
print
class.
stream class. Yes, sir.
Yes. Then you are right. Okay, guys. Cool. Now, so when to use method references? When you want to reference a static method in the Lambda expression, or whether you want to reference an instance method of an object, right? Or even if you want to reference any constructor, so that in streams I'll explain, we can add : new, : new for creating object. So in these areas, we can use method reference operator to make Lambda expression more shorter. I'll give you 2-3 examples so that you guys can able to understand it. See this. I can write or what can I write here? Employees dot for each system dot out : println. Okay, because you look at this expression, Lambda expression. In this Lambda expression, what are you doing? You are just referencing an instance method called println of this out. Means what? You are referencing to an instance method of a particular object called out. Okay, right? So you can convert this into method reference. So when can you convert a Lambda expression to method reference? If your Lambda expression is referencing to an instance method, or when it's referencing to a static method, right? Then we can simply use double colon for method reference. So it is more shortcut. It is a more shortcut for this lambda expression. So both are one and same. We can use both are one and same. There are a couple of examples which helps you to understand how we can work with the lambda method reference operator, right? So here colon is called method reference operator. I'm writing a statement which is called method reference operator. That is 2 colons, double colon. Okay, good. The purpose of this is what? It could be used in lambda expressions only. Right? Okay. It could be used to shortcut a lambda expression. Okay, it could be used to shortcut a lambda expression. Next, folks, what is the other thing that I want to tell? When should I use this? I can use it to refer a static method, to call a static method, to call static method, to call instance method, or even to reference a constructor. So it could be used to, I'm writing subpoints. Okay, it could be used to reference a static method, reference instance method, or even it could be used to reference. We can use any instance method of any object. I mean, particular object or any object. I mean, it could be anything. Reference to an instance method, reference a static method, reference an instance method, reference a constructor. Okay, these are the use cases of method reference operator. Okay. See, I will give a couple of examples, and which probably will give us some kind of
Sir, but functional interfaces will have abstract methods, right?
functional interface is different. We are working with Lambda, right?
That's what Lambdas are to replace functional interfaces.
It is not replacing. Lambdas are used to provide implementation for function interface.
Yeah, so then the interface
Okay,
can have
no, inside the body of the Lambda expression, you can able to call the methods of other class, na? See, this is the Lambda expression you are writing, correct?
Correct.
You are calling the method called println of another object called print string.
Correct.
And here you are calling, this is also a Lambda expression, but here you are calling the methods of another class called employee.
Yeah.
Get rating is a method of an employee class.
Correct.
Okay, like that.
But here
Okay, like that, a class may also contain a static method. That employee class may contain a static method that may contain some instance methods. So whenever you want to call such kind of methods, you can use method reference operator. You no need to call the method using dot. You can use method reference operator so that you can make it shortcut. I will tell you how we can do that. Okay. So that's how actually method reference operator that you guys need to know. Okay. Mostly we are going to use even with the concept of what is that? Stream API. That tomorrow we are going to work on that. Except stream, I'm talking about the general examples. I'm thinking on how I can able to give you method referencing. Okay, that is okay. System.out.println, that I can do it. Let's say, okay, I'm creating a small example here. You can see. Let's see the example. So you guys can able to catch the example. Okay. Let's say I'm creating some class like this. Okay, class. There is some class I'm creating. Let's say example class. Class name is example, sir. And this example, I can write something. Okay, just I want to create one static method, public static void. It will print some message, and it will take the parameter display. That's it. String message. Okay, in the next section, I will write the code by creating application. We'll take list because we need to start with the stream. So there we are going to work with coding. First, you learn today so that we will implement it tomorrow. Let's say it's a void return type, so SOP. Okay, here I want to print the message. That's it. I don't want to do anything else. Just print the message. This is a class I have. Okay, this is a class with me, the example class. In the static method, I have created called print message, and this method print message is going to print the message which is given as input parameter or input argument. So it's going to print the message. I have a static method. Okay, now let me create the other class like service, some class names, that doesn't matter. Service is one class. And in this service class, I would like to, let's say create main method, public static void main, string args. So let's say I have a list, let's say list of, okay, list of strings will take, instead of employees, I'm taking strings directly. List of strings. Let's say, I can say my list object name is names. It's a names list. Let's say arrays dot as list of some names you can add. Doesn't matter what name that you want to add. Let's say, Jeffrey, Tom, Sophia, blah, blah, blah. You can add multiple, just I'm writing 3. Okay, so list is ready with me. My requirement is I want to display it, okay? I want display these names. This is a list, right? What I can write now? Names dot for each. Okay, I can add system.out.println that I already told you. But this time, I want to call this method. Which method I want to call? Print message method I want to call. I'll pass the name so that it is going to display that name. So the message I'm going to provide what? Each name. First Jeffrey, next time Tom, next time Sophia. So could you guys tell me how to write the code, the Lambda expression for each? The consumer, for each is a method which is accepting consumer, right? So, consumer is a function interface, so we can provide the Lambda expression. Now, could you guys tell me how I can do that? Could you guys tell me how to call this print message method by passing each name from this list? First of all, do you know for each method is accepting what as a parameter?
The string type, we can pass a single variable.
Comparable.
No. For each is a method. It is accepting. For each method, what is the type of the parameter for each? For each method has parameter as what? Consumer.
Yes, a consumer.
Consumer. So consumer is a function interface, right? So now, if you want to write a Lambda expression for that functional interface, you should know the abstract method.
Yes.
That is accept. It has one parameter
Yes.
of type T and returns void.
But
So
sometimes for each takes also two parameters. That Lambda
sorry,
expression.
sometimes I didn't get you.
Sometimes for each takes also two parameters. Whenever we implement the map.
Okay, that is that map it is list, right? Names dot for each means names is a list. It is a for each method in list interface.
Yes.
There is a for each method available in map interface, that is separate story. But this is for each method of list because names is a list object, not a map object. So here I have only one parameter. Okay. For the one parameter, consumer. Okay. Tell me how to what is the Lambda expression I should define here, and I can pass it to this for each method. What's the Lambda expression I should write to pass it to the for each?
One
to this
parameter
method?
can pass.
Okay,
Name.
first of all, our Lambda, see, basically the point is very clear. Lambdas are not actually any difficult or Lambdas are not any confusion, but proper understanding is required. Whenever I want to start the Lambda expression, the first parameter, first I should know how many parameters I should start. Okay, type of the parameters, you no need to specify, you should know, but no need to specify. But how many parameters required? How can I come to know how many parameters are required? First, I should go to that functional interface. First, I should go to the function interface. Then I can see what is the abstract method. Then I can see how many parameters it has. I know this consumer has one abstract method. It is called accept, which has one parameter only. So my Lambda should start with one parameter. Let's say I'm writing the parameter as name. I can write name X something. I can write name or X, any parameter. Name could be any name, but one parameter. And parenthesis optional because single parameter is required. Arrow token. What is the type of this parameter? The type of this parameter is a string type. Because what's the type parameter that this list has? What is the type parameter of this list? String. String type. So what is the type of this parameter also? String, which is nothing but what? You are providing the implementation for consumer of string type. You are providing the implementation for consumer interface with the type parameter string. You are providing the implementation for consumer of string. The type parameter of consumer is what now? String type. How do I know the type is string? Because you want to, okay, because you want to provide the consumer object, okay, consumer object as a parameter to the for each method to iterate this names. This names is a list with a type parameter string. It is consumer of string. If this list is employees, then this consumer type is employee. If this list is a list of orders, then this consumer type is, the type parameter of the consumer is order. We want to use consumer with a type parameter order. When should I use consumer with a type parameter order? If the list is containing orders. If the list is containing employees, then I should use consumer with a type parameter employee. If the list is a list of products, then I should use consumer of type employee. I should use consumer with a type parameter employee. Okay. Now, currently in my example, it is of what type? String. Okay. Now, tell me if the type parameter is a string, then tell me the accept method contains one parameter of type T. What's the type of the parameter? It is also string type. Means if consumer of string, then accept method syntax is what? Void accept of string T. Okay, if the type parameter of consumer is employee. Okay, if the consumer has a type parameter of order, for example, order is another class. Okay, then tell me what the type, what is the accept method syntax is going to be? Void accept of order or order T. Okay, so this is consumer, it has a type parameter called order. So the parameter type of accept method is also order. It is a consumer with a type parameter as string. It has type parameter as string. So the parameter is also string. Okay, you got the point? Now tell me name. I don't want a system.out.println because I have a method called print message method. I want to call this. Tell me it's a static method. It's a static method of which class? Example. So tell me, how can I call the static method? I can directly call with a class name. Instead of using system.out.println, I want to call this print message method. That print message method has a system.out.println. It will print that. Now tell me how to call this print message method of example class.
Example double colon.
Dot. Let us see first dot. Okay. Print message, because it's a static method. Static method can be called directly with class name. First of all, everybody look at my statement and see, are you clear with this? Are you clear with this? Are you clear with the statement? What is the statement I have explained? Am I clear with this? Okay, example dot print message, because example is a class, print message is a static method. Static method can be called directly with the class name. I know that. So example dot print message. So, but when I'm calling this, I should pass a parameter. I'm passing this parameter as a name. Okay. Now this is called Lambda expression. If you look at this Lambda expression, remember, now this Lambda expression has how many lines of code in the body? This Lambda expression has how many lines of body, or how many lines are there in the body part? In the body part, it has how many lines? One line, single line. And that too, it is calling a static method, correct? Very good. So if the body of the Lambda expression has a single statement, and that statement is to reference any static method or any instance method, then we can more shortcut that expression with the help of method reference operator. Okay. Now I'm writing or. This is very important notes for you. Okay. Or please refer it. Names dot for each. So what is a shorthand of writing this entire expression?
Using method reference.
Using method reference operator. Using method reference operator, can I reference a static method? Yes. I can use it to reference a static method. I can use it to reference a static method. I can also reference it to call the instance method or to call the constructor. Okay. So if it is a static method, how can I able to call the static method with a class name, right? So what's the class name here? Example, colon, double colon, print message. So this is how, okay, this is how you guys need to use the method reference operator. So then I can, even more, I can shortcut this Lambda expression with the help of this method reference operator. And I can use method reference operator whenever I want to call static method, or even whenever I want to call instance method of an object, or even to call the constructor. or even whenever I want to call the constructor. Am I clear? Did you guys got this? That's how it works. Okay. So, okay. Did you guys have joined to this classroom link, Google Classroom link? So once again, I'm sharing it in the WhatsApp. Sorry, in the chat. In the chart. Once again, I've shared it. If anybody have not yet joined to the Google Classroom, click on this link, click on this link, click on this link. You guys can join. You guys can join the Google Classroom because I'm going to share these notes now and you can access from there.
But yesterday's notes is not available in this link.
It is not available, sir, because today I'm uploading and yesterday's notes, everything is there here only.
Okay.
The same document I'm going to share. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Good. Good. Okay. So tomorrow we will concentrate more on method reference as well as working with the stream. Okay. What are intermediate operations? What are terminal operations? So many things are there. So this method reference lambdas will be repeated again in the stream API. Don't worry. In stream, every operation uses parameter as a lambda expression. So it takes any functional object as parameter. So we can pass lambda expression, and at the time of writing the lambda expression, we can use method reference operator. So it will be repeated concept tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Every day we are going to get in these next 2 days.
The duration of this workshop is for how many days?
Only for tomorrow and day after tomorrow. That's it. Up to Saturday.
Yesterday's
Same link you can use to join to tomorrow's class and also to day after tomorrow class. That's it.
Sir, in YouTube, your recording is there for yesterday.
It's there. It's there.
Can you send the link?
That admin has to do.
No, sir.
That admin has to do. I don't have the link.
Yes,
Admin will do
link
that.
we want, sir, for the video.
It is there in Ashok IT. You can Ashok IT YouTube channel. You type in.
Yes, just search and it is available.
It is available. Yes.
Sir, why for each method accepts only consumer parameter?
No. For each method is what for each meaning? For each element of the collection, what to do means action, right? Consumer basically use it for defining action. Consumer is given. Consumer interface is used for defining an action to do. So for each method purpose is also what? For each method tells what you want to do for each element of this collection. Nothing but you want to do some action for each element, right? That's what is accepting consumer as parameter.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So tomorrow we'll see. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Okay. Some good things we are going to look at in tomorrow's class, like more on method reference, more on stream API. That's very important. Okay.
Sir, one doubt there. In the above example, we have passed name as the input to that lambda expression and passing name to the print message, right?
Yes.
So the second statement, due to that method reference, colon. So we no need to pass that name parameter. So
no need parameter. This entire expression, this is a shortcut for this entire. Exactly what this expression do. The same thing is done by this method reference statement also.
So that double colon, how exactly it is taking, sir? That name
It is not. It is one of the. See, exactly means what? See, for example, new is a keyword which could be used for creating an object. It is a predefined keyword. It is a predefined operator or a keyword which is given by Java. At the same time, Java only provided a kind of an operator called method reference operator. If you write that, then Java JVM will interpret. If you write this, JVM will convert it into this type.
Sir, if the print message
that is
having
how
like
it interprets.
Okay. Sir, if the print message is having like a 2 parameters, in that case also we can call, sir.
When to use method reference operator? The method reference operator could be used. The method reference operator could be used if suppose 2 parameters are there. Okay, for example, if any method has 2 parameters, or if your lambda expression has 2 parameters, then we cannot simplify it by using this method reference operator. Method reference operator could be used if the number of parameters are single parameter, and if the body of the lambda expression contains a single statement, and it is referencing any method like a static method or any instance method, then we could use this method reference operator to simplify that lambda expression. But we cannot replace every lambda expression with method reference operator.
Yes, sir. Correct.
Yeah. Okay, sir. So guys, okay. So we'll wind up the session and we will continue tomorrow. Okay. I will share these notes now in just okay. Let me check first of all. 1 minute. Better if I share it now. It will be easy for you. You can access it. First, let me save this. On desktop, I'll share it.
We can refer every lambda expression with method reference.
Sorry, every lambda
expression with method reference. We can, I think so.
We can't use method reference for every lambda expression. That's what I said. If that expression has a single parameter, and if that body of the expression contains a single statement. Okay. If that body contains a single statement, and that single statement is what? It is invoking any static method or instance method. Then I can use lambda. Now, then I can use method reference operator. I can't use for everything. I can't use it for everything. See.
You mean
suppose,
like a method which is having 2 parameters?
I will tell you.
Can't use
I will. No, we can't use. See, I'll tell you. Suppose, example, I have a lambda expression like this. X arrow token x into x or x plus x. Can I use method reference operator? See, this is only one parameter of the lambda. There is only one statement in the body of the lambda expression, x plus x. Can I use method reference operator now?
No.
No. There are certain conditions. I'll tell you tomorrow. Condition 1, it should contain single parameter. Condition 2, the body should contain a single statement. Condition 3, that single statement should call a static method or instance method or a constructor. Then we can use method reference operator. Okay, for this I cannot use method reference operator. Right? If suppose I have 2 parameters, x comma y, arrow token, x plus y. Can I use method reference operator? Again, answer is no.
No.
Okay. Good. Okay, sir.
Sir, how the memory allocation is how the memory is allocated for lambda? I mean, functional interfaces and implementation of lambda.
See, memory allocation is created for what? For actually, tell me for whom memory is allocated by JVM?
Non-static variables or any non-static variables.
Not for the static variables.
Static variables also it is allocated, but we'll allocate while declaring itself. But for non-static, we'll allocate.
No, I mean to say,
the object creation.
Okay. Basically, one thing is very clear. JVM can allocate the memory either for a variable or for an object.
Yes.
It doesn't matter whether it's a static variable or instance variable or a local variable. Memory areas are different. If it is a static variable, it will be allocated in method area. If it is an instance variable, it is allocated in heap area. If it is a local variable, then allocated in stack area.
No,
but somewhere memory is there.
Yeah. But
similarly for a variable and for an object, memory is allocated. Whenever you create a lambda expression, you can store that expression into a reference variable of interface.
Yes.
Means for each lambda expression, whatever that you create in the application, when you run the application at the time of executing the lambda, executing the statement which contains lambda expression, one anonymous object will be created.
Okay.
Anonymous object will be created
By JVM
for
itself?
that lambda expression. Okay. See, that is one statement, right? Lambda expression is one statement, is executing that statement, right?
Yes.
Lambda expression is not an object. Lambda expression is one statement like SOP statement in Java.
Yes.
All right.
So yeah, that's what I have a question, sir. Without any, we are not writing any, we are not creating any object while writing logic in the lambda expression. That's what how it is getting memory. I was a bit confused actually.
See, lambda expression is one executable statement of Java. Lambda expression is an executable statement of Java. It is not creating any object and storing. It is not a data to store it, right? It is not a data. It is some of the statements that you are writing, executable statements of Java.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why there will be no separate memory allocated. It is simply going to execute. Lambda expressions are executed when you run the program. It's
So
executable
can we
statement.
say instead of storing it, it's just processing the data?
Instead of
storing like collection, it is just processing the data. Lambda
no. It is lambda is say to process the data. Either we could use collection or we could use stream. That is for processing.
Oh, got it.
Lambda is not processing, right? Stream can process the data in a collection, or collection object itself can do processing.
Yes.
Okay, but lambda is not for that. Lambda is just an expression. Lambda is an expression which is something like a executable code. That's it. Like inside the method, you write 10-15 lines of code. Na? Similarly, lambda expression also one such type of code that you are writing inside a method.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, we will. Okay, guys. Okay, nice. Okay, good questions and good people. Okay, very concentrately you guys have listened. Okay, it's very nice case. Okay, I appreciate you because I took multiple the workshops for
Sir, I have
other
a doubt,
things,
sir.
but
Hello, sir. I have a doubt, sir.
yeah, sure.
Sir, how to work internally? I have a doubt, sir.
Internally
The
means
method defense.
what? I didn't get your question exactly. What is the meaning of? What is internally?
Internally, how to work? Lambda expression and method difference.
Sir, I think his question like hash map is internally working the 4 keys and values, right? Similarly, how lambda is working internally.
See, for example, you need to understand now. Say, for example, if I'm writing system.out.println statement with a semicolon, Java compiler will understand or not?
Yeah, I'm understand, sir.
No. Not you, Java compiler or JVM. Will it understand or not? Right? For example, if I'm writing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, semicolon, will Java compiler or JVM will understand it?
So I'm late, sir, joined. That's why I'm confused, sir.
Okay, no. I'm just talking about generally to everyone. I'm talking. It's a good question. I appreciate it. The thing is, okay, if that statement is understandable to the compiler, then compiler will compile. If the statement is executable by JVM, then JVM, if that is understandable to JVM, then it will execute it. So lambda expressions are also one such type of concept given by Java programming language in the 8th version, where these expressions are understandable to compiler and also understandable to JVM to execute it. Okay, it is just like normal writing one statement. If A greater than B, you are writing a statement now. If statement is understandable for compiler and also understandable for JVM. Similarly, lambdas also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, you mean you are telling that in case of libraries, it is defining?
Pardon me, what is that?
Sir, lambda expressions are defining in libraries, you are telling.
Lambda expressions are not defined, sir. See, can I write this lambda expression without having Java 8 version compiler in my system?
No.
No. Why?
Actually, that is the feature in Java 8.
No, I mean, feature only. Java means Java 8 compiler knows it.
Yes.
But Java 7 compiler don't know it.
Yes.
Okay, which means what? Already they have designed a compiler and also JVM in such a way that this is a new type of statement added into Java programming. You have to compile and you have to execute, right?
Yes.
The same thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking, sir. If Java compiler is checking according to the Java libraries, then only it will compile. It will check the structure and all. And
no. See, library is different. Library is meant for library means API. So library means API, right? Java.lang, Java.util, Java.beans, Java.aw. That is API. That is library, right? Okay. Apart from library, to write any statement in any programming language, there will be a syntax. And if you write according to the syntax, then only the compiler will compile. Otherwise, it won't compile, right?
Yes.
So because that is a syntax which is defined and already known to the compiler. Similarly, lambdas are also such kind of syntax, which where Java 8 onwards compilers will know the syntax. And JVMs also will know the syntax to execute it, okay?
Yeah, if for example, array list is the defining in Java library only.
Array list is okay. Array list is a one class.
Yeah.
Classes
That's
are
what
from library.
Not okay.
See, any class you take, it is from library, right? Array list, string buffer, system. That is a library, right? That is from Java API.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, sir. So I want to just close the session, guys. If you have any other queries and all, please let me know. But let's see tomorrow some more details I can provide you. Tomorrow we'll see practical coding. Today I've just typed in Notepad. And I think, okay, I said I am going to share it, right? Okay. I could see classroom. Okay, this link is not added to my this one. Okay, just a minute. I think it is there in my mail, but I can directly type here. Okay. Okay, no problem. I have in my mail. So here I cannot. Here I cannot. I have in my mail. I will just join through my mail and then I will upload it now. Okay, in 2-3 minutes you can able to access it. Okay, bye. I'll do that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, folks. Bye. We'll meet tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.